ideas.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I want to thank our witnesses for being here today. Let me be clear, there is no place for anti-Semitism and other forms of discrimination anywhere in this country, including on our college campuses. As we've heard this morning, the Office of Civil Rights within the Department of Education is responsible for enforcing laws that protect the civil liberties of more than 49 million K through 12 students and more than 24 million post-secondary students, including 1.2 million students in the state of Wisconsin. There's been some debate at the DEIS, on the DEIS, about whether the Office of Civil Rights is adequately resourced for the important charge that it has. The Office of Civil Rights was established by Congress within the Department of Education and is charged with protecting the rights of students. We know that the office has seen a rise in cases and allegations of anti-Semitism and other religious-based discrimination on college campuses. And so I would expect to be talking today more about how we are ensuring that the Office of Civil Rights is properly staffed and resourced. The Trump administration has taken the opposite approach, intending to gut not only the Office for Civil Rights by firing staff, closing regional offices, and freezing OCR cases, but also by intending to dismantle the entire Department of Education. During her confirmation process, I pressed Secretary of Education Linda McMahon about whether she would commit to using appropriated funds provided to the Department of Education's Office of Civil Rights for necessary staffing. And she responded that she would ensure that students would have equal access to education through vigorous enforcement of civil rights. But since then, Secretary McMahon and President Trump have shuttered 7 Office of Civil Rights regional offices, including one that serves the state of Wisconsin. You've already been asked about the impact of this, and so I'm going to move to another topic, and that is the impact of broad attacks on diversity, equity, and inclusion on the topic that we have before us today. Rabbi Saperstein, I appreciate your message of unity and observations that hate speech and hate crimes tear at the unity of Americans. As you attest, anti-Semitism thrives in environments where civil liberties are curtailed, and that anti-bias training is critical to combating anti-Semitism and fostering an inclusive environment for all students to learn and thrive. I'm very interested in your assessment of the potential impact of policy choices being made to attack diversity, equity, and inclusion. Will these broad attacks on diversity, equity, and inclusion sweep up important anti-bias training and other efforts to combat anti-Semitism?
The question, as you phrased it, I think answers itself. Yes, it will greatly restrict anti-bias training. It will greatly restrict our commitment to the pluralistic democracy in which Jews have always thrived most. Pluralistic democracies have to be taken away. You think of the Nazis in Germany, they have to be destroyed in order to go about the work of a state-sponsored anti-Semitism here. We don't want to erode our democracy or the pluralistic nature. There was a problem in a number of the DEI programs that they didn't include Jews in anti-Semitism. And we pushed very hard to ensure that they would be included, and that should be recognized. But the need to have a diverse inclusive, pluralistic society, including at our higher institutions of learning, I think is more important today as we are growingly diverse in America than ever before.
Thank you.
Senator Banks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.